My name is Corey Arakaki, and I serve on the steering committee for Nami Hall County. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the conscious choices that I make to ensure that I can live a full and healthy life with a challenging disease such as having type 1 bipolar disorder. The most important choice that I make to maintain my mental health and overall well-being is I choose to abstain from drugs and alcohol. Now, there are various journal articles that state that up to 60% of those with bipolar disorder also have a co-occurring substance use disorder. So in the case of stimulants such as methamphetamine, those drugs are only going to exacerbate and prolong the manic episodes. In the case of using depressants such as alcohol, that's only going to make the depression worse. So given those factors, I choose to abstain from substances because I do have my challenges, especially with the depression, and I want to make sure that I give myself the best chances possible to have a positive outcome. A key component to managing bipolar disorder is medication compliance. Now, being compliant with medication can be very challenging. In the case of the antipsychotics, for example, you may experience side effects such as extreme weight gain, excessive tiredness or sleepiness, the inability to think or slow down cognitive processes, or may even lead to the onset of diabetes. So these are very serious side effects that often plague those who are taking antipsychotic medication. And if I were to be honest with you, at times I have had trouble being compliant with my medication because of such severe side effects. Therefore, it is critical that you maintain an open line of communication with your prescriber to ensure that the side effects do not get the better of you and to ensure that you have the best outcome possible to be compliant with the medication now and in the future. Another key component to maintaining your mental health is the importance of sleep. Using myself as an example, if I've been only getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep each night for about a week or two, that more than likely is going to shoot me up into a manic episode. Therefore, I have some very powerful medication that puts me to sleep to ensure that I get at least 8 or 9 hours of sleep each night. So, in the case of mental illness such as depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, a lack of sleep or poor sleep in general is really going to exacerbate the symptoms of your illness. Therefore, you must do everything that you can to protect your sleep, to make sure that you wake up refreshed and that you give your brain the ability to reset and to further facilitate in maintaining your mental health. Finally, there's diet and exercise. Now, some of the medication that we take for bipolar disorder may have physical side effects. For example, with the antipsychotics, that may cause extreme weight gain. And in the case of some of the mood stabilizers, they may affect your kidneys, your liver, or some of the medication may even bring about an early onset of diabetes. Therefore, my doctor advised to me that I should be getting at least 25 minutes of exercise each day, at least 5 days per week. And therefore, you also want to be mindful of your diet because you do not want to exacerbate the side effects of the psychiatric medication that we are taking for bipolar disorder. So if you can take all of these into stride, things such as abstaining from drugs and alcohol, a healthy diet, medication compliance, and getting good sleep, those are the choices that I make on a daily basis to ensure that I live well with bipolar illness, and it gives me the greatest chance of having a handle on my disease and being in control of how this illness affects me. Thank you.